First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Dzogchen, the Zhong Rinpoche. Homage to His Eminence the 16th Dharma King Karmapa. And homage to Master Dzogchen Dorje. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, the High King Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. Sư母 Tudan Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, temple directors, all disciples present here and over the internet. Our participating VIPs today, from the Executive Yuan Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Secretary General Daniel Liao. From the Taiwan Government Chief Secretary, Mr. Tsang Pei-fu and Mrs. Tsang. From Academia Sinica, the Academician Professor Zhu Ziyi and Mrs. Zhu. And a council person from Taiwan City, Mr. Tsai Wang-Quan. Advising attorney to the True Buddha Foundation, Mr. Zuo Zhongshan. The Lai Su Wang Foundation's executive, Mr. Li Manchun. True Buddha School Scholars Group, the distinguished Professor Wang Jingxian. Professor Wang Li. Professor Mai Yin-Huang. And Professor Gu Haoxiang. Professor Cai Guoyu. Professor Ye Su-wen. Professor Hong Xin-yi. Dr. Yu Jiangcheng. Dr. Li Yilun. Medical Dr. Lin Jun'an. Worldwide Lotus Light Charitable Society, the President Master Tsang. From the Taiwan Lotus Light Charitable Society, Mr. Li Chunyang. A sand sculptor, Mr. Wang Songguan. A representative to the legislator Cai Qi-chang, Ms. Chen Hui-mi. A representative to the councilperson of Kaohsiung City. A well-known entertainer from Hong Kong, Mr. Fang Li-sen. Miss Deng Li-xin. From the Jingyi Enterprise Company, the General Manager, Ms. Tsang. From Qiping Furniture Club, the President Wang Suqi.
My university same classmate 朱金水先生及夫人陈泽霞女士。
Mr. and Mrs. 朱金水。
香港杰出企业家纳都雷丰义先生及夫人纳丁。
From Hong Kong entrepreneur Datuk Kenneth Loy and Datin。
惠而堂健康教育生活会馆总裁马纯小姐。
From Hui Ertang, Health Education
大圆满九师弟喜金刚讲义及密宗道次第广论制作人
producers for the Great Perfection Dharma and Hiraja Exposition and Direct Messages of Tankayana, Master Lin Yi and the host Dharma Sister Pei-Jun.
中天电视台给你点上心灯
producers for the 给你点上心灯 of CTI-TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Xiaqi.
My sister 卢胜美女士
Miss Lucy, my sister.
这位特别的来宾是那个在台湾这个
And a special guest,
洪中秋的姐姐
the sister of Hong Zhongqiu, which is Miss Hong Zhiyong.
跟她的这个父亲、母亲都有来。
And her father and mother, they all came.
香港华工功德会十方同修会
And the Lotus Light Charitable Society of Hong Kong and the Shifang chapter of Hong Kong donated 590,000 NT dollars to the temple.
新加坡游华
And Dharma Sister Yo Hua Ling from Singapore, 188,000 NT dollars.
大家晚安，大家好。
Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
大家午安，大家好。大家好。唔該晒。
Cantonese.
Normal, konnichiwa.
In Japanese.
Good afternoon.
English.
Selamat siang. Selamat petang.
Indonesian, Malay,
Sawadika.
Thai, Korean,
Yemen.
German.
谢谢大家。
Thank you, everybody.
今天我们是做这个。
Today, we perform the Homa of
就是师尊在义房宫的时候。
Grandmaster at the Yihuang Temple, the Jade Emperor Temple in.
有一位师父，就是施慧林。
Grandmaster had the guru there by the name of Si Huilin, a monk. Hui meaning wisdom, and Ling is meaning spirit. My guru, and he gave me a sutra, a book of sutra. That was the first. The first sutra ever given to me at the temple. And the sutra was the High King Kuan Yin Sutra. When I got home, I started to recite the sutra. And I found that the sutra was very brief, and in it there are names, epithets of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and the karma eradication mantra. And there was a statement saying that it could eradicate the suffering of life and death, and eradicating all kinds of harms. So that means the suffering of life and death, meaning the sufferings of all your life, can be eradicated. And it can also eliminate all harms. Anything that harm you or poisons, everything can be eradicated. So with these two statements, I found this is incredible. It can alleviate the suffering of life and death and eliminate all kinds of poisons and harms. For someone like me, when I saw that, then by reciting the sutra, you would be very happy all your life. You have no more harms, poisons, no more sufferings. Then of course you would be very happy. This is not a small happiness, but it's a huge happiness. And from then on, I started to recite the sutra. In this life, I receive the protection of Hiking Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, boundless of it. So I spread and propagate this Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra. From then on, I highly revere this sutra, and I also spread it wide until today. So today, Hong Zhongqiu's sister, father, and mother, they all came here to the Taiwan Tsang temple. Thinking of Hong Zhongqiu, I thought of my time in the military. I was in the Taiping, Celunpu, the Donghua Mountain, the 5th training center there. They had a newspaper there. It's called the Tsang newspaper. Because ever since high school I write articles when I saw there was newspaper. So I write poems to be published at that newspaper, and they publish it every day. They never return my submission. So at the training center, I went to the service center. There was a lady that we call it Miss Fruit, the beauty, and I bought some fruit there. And she took a huge watermelon for me, and I asked how much, and she said free. Really? How come? It's so good, free to get fruit. But that beauty said, "Aren't you Tsang Yen Lu?" Yes, I said. "You're the one that wrote poems at the Tsang newspaper. I remember that. So I really love your poems, so that's why I like to give you this watermelon." I was really happy. So I took that free watermelon back to the camp, the training camp. And everyone had watermelon to eat. And I told them, because I wrote articles for the newspaper, and the lady who sold the fruit gave me a free watermelon, and she smiled to me, and I was really happy, so I shared the experience. Little did I know that the consequences was horrendous, because that fruit lady was the girlfriend of the instructor, the squad leader of my team. So he always called me and said, "Tsang Yen-lu, come here. Other people need to do push-up 20 times, but for you, 50 times." And then I was felt down, and he asked me to run on the spot. And then everybody is holding a gun, and he took my gun, and he was talking in the front, and then he said, "Catch it," and then he threw it in the air, and I have to catch it right away and place it on the ground. So if I didn't catch the gun, the rifle, then that would have been really bad. And then he said, "Tsang Yen-lu, your medal, the belt buckle is not shiny." So I said, "Really? I did wipe. I did." And then he asked me to squat like halfway, holding the rifle until I was trembling in the sun, and I was always being pushed, and then eventually one day I was being asked to go into seclusion. I was grounded. But fortunately, I was fortunate, and my fate was good. I have good destiny, and that I was protected by the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, that I didn't die. But Mr. Hong Zhong-chu died. Yeah, he was rather unlucky. He died during torture in the military. But I took on that hard training, and I trained, and I survived it. Now, I still live like in the military. Get up, and I would get up really fast. And I did. Then I would brush my teeth, wash my face, and I was exactly on the schedule to do this, and that, just like in the military. So that was through the training in the military. And so the instructor, the squad leader, I still remember his face, tall and skinny, and he looked okay. But that fruit lady liked me better because I was a poet, because I could write poems, and she liked that. That was and I was the guard, became like the guard in that, like the little, what's that called? Like becoming the watchman in that little. And I was standing all alone because there was a smaller guard. and I saw like a ghost, kind of like flying over, and I was really dumbfounded. It turned out to be that fruit lady. She walked toward me as if she was floating by. I was wearing a helmet, holding the rifle with the belt with bullets, and I was standing very straight, and I didn't look, and then she walked to my side. Very close. Oh my gosh.
然后他闻一下，他就再跑回去。有这样的一个闻，
I was
已
melting.
经足够了。
With one kiss, that was enough.
在那个教育班长再怎样子惩罚我，
So that the instructor, the trainer, doesn't matter how he tried to give me a hard time, I continued to persist because of that. So the training lasted 4 months, and then I returned to the Survey Engineering College to continue my education. So in the military too, I was bullied, but too bad. Hong Zhongqiu, everything is destined, and he has his own faith. I hope that Guan Yin, High King Guan Yin Bodhisattva would guide him to a better place.
这个菩萨的手印，它就是结这个手印。
And the mudra for the Bodhisattva is like this.
外转法的。
This is the mudra for turning the Dharma wheel. There's the outer and the inner mudra. 这是外转法轮、内转法轮的手印。 So the outer mudra for turning the Dharma wheel and the inner mudra for turning the Dharma wheel. That's the mantra.
他的咒。然后呢，他的身相是带七佛冠。
And her look, she is wearing a crown of 7 Buddhas. Because he or she is the Dharma Prince of the 7 Buddhas. High King Guan Yin Sutra, the focal point of the sutra is that inside the sutra there are lots of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and one of the Buddha is the Buddha of pure light. Pure light, secret Buddha with great radiance, and that's Adi Buddha. And that's the primordial Buddha. He has an infinite, boundless Dharma power. As we all know, the West Xia dynasty, Xia, Genghis Khan attacked many countries and always succeeded. It's like chopping off the bamboos. All the countries that he attacked succumbed to Genghis Khan. So Mongolia was really huge. The only country that he couldn't win over was the Xia, the West Xia kingdom. The only one that he couldn't win over. Why? Because everyone at the Xia kingdom recite the High King Guan Yin Sutra. And the kingdom is also called the Great White High Country, was founded by the White Great Lotus Youth, the Mahavaitakamara. So Russia. So when I saw the sutra, all the monks and nuns of Taiwan or of the world, there was no other like me who always propagate the Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra. Many disciples, the disciples who recited 1,000 times of Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra and received great responses, many, very numerous. There were many people, including the the prisoners in the Tsang prison in Singapore. They are to be executed, but because they took refuge and recite the Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra, and because of that, when they were hanged, in Singapore, they were hanged, and then they were cremated, and they had sariras. So they became true Buddha school disciples, and they had sariras when they were cremated. They created this great stir that at the Tsang prison in Singapore, that those prisoners who were true Buddha school disciples, they formed sariras. So even prisoners could form sariras. And my English translator, Miss Hanifa's father, and he focused on reciting the Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra. After he passed away, he had lots of sariras. Miss Hanifa's father, after he passed away, he had lots of sariras. So there are lots of proofs to the Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra. The Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra is very responsive. And let me just mention that True Buddha Sutra too is very responsive. But I just didn't publicize it. That anyone reciting the True Buddha Sutra, that finally they would be reborn at the Mahadabha Lotus Pond of Western Paradise. That you would have marks even when you're alive. That they could be reborn at the Mahadabha Lotus Pond by reciting True Buddha Sutra. And the same with reciting the Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra. So this Hiking Kuan Yin is the one that I most revere and treasure, the Hiking Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. And his look is wearing, is like the form of Kuan Yin Bodhisattva with the 7 Buddha crown. And she is very colorful. And this Hiking Kuan Yin is plain. It's cheaper. and the one in colors are a little more expensive. And let's continue talking about the Great Perfection Dharma. Let me read the book. So that's the difference between delusion and enlightenment. The realm of the sentient beings are the 5 coarse roots of the sentient beings. The realm of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are the 5 fine roots of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. One gains attainment by purifying the 5 dust. This is where the difference between awakening and delusion lie. The 5 marvelous purified dusts of the Buddha are awakening, whereas the 5 coarse defiled dusts of the sentient beings are delusion. They both came from the same origin, but depending on whether one is awakened or deluded, then of course they are utterly different. Please pay close attention to this. I, the Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, had obtained the 5 dust empowerment which were transmitted personally by Guru Padmasambhava. It was quite a marvel. However, if there would be a true Guru who reads this article of the marvel of the 5 dust empowerment, he or she would definitely be sincerely convinced that knowing in learning the Great Perfection Dharma, the 5 dust empowerment was at first used as a lead, and that Guru Lianzeng really obtained the heart essence of the Great Perfection Dharma. Those Guru who learned the Karmanic give also praise from their hearts. It is truly rare indeed. Let me tell you, what is Arhat? Arhat is one of the 4 sagely realms. It's already above the 6th rebirth or reincarnation realm. The Arhatship is also called the Sravakahood. Great Perfection Dharma has 9 levels. So the first, the most basic level is called the Sravakahood, or the solitary hearers. At the time of Sakyamuni Buddha, there were many great disciples who attained Arhatship, Sravakahood. 16 Arhats, 500 Arhats. They were considered great Arhats. In the Arhatship, the most important thing is that actually is killing the 5 robbers, or the 6 thieves or robbers, which is the thieves of the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, touch, and the mind. So if you kill off all the 6 thieves, then you would attain Arhatship. You become a great Arhat. So that's the most basic of the Great Perfection Dharma. So as long as you receive the 5 dust empowerment, and you close off your eyes, ears, nose, taste, touch, and mind, then you already go beyond the 3 lower realms, the realms of desire, realms of form, and realms of no form. And then you attain Arhatship. Then you will not be contaminated. So this is very rare. That's the first and basic skill that you gain from Great Perfection Dharma. The Guru, the teacher asks, with money and go as she wishes. This is like a couplet. But if you have no money, then you just accept your destiny. Why are ladies of the ancient time have to be bound, their feet bound to be little? No, because so that they cannot go around shopping. And the teacher asked, but why not now? Why don't we bound a woman's feet now? Because now there's no use, because you can do home shopping. And then the teacher said, hey, Brad, why don't you teach the class? Actually, Buddha Dharma is from top to bottom and all around. From 2,500 years ago till now, they are all connected. What Sakyamuni Buddha taught for the great Arhat, there are innumerable great Arhats. That's why we call them 500 great Arhats, because there are many. Like True Buddha School disciples, we also call it 510,000, which is like 5 million, because 500 in the sutras meaning many, many, many. So in the sutras we always say 500. We don't say 600 or 700. It's always 500. 500 meaning many. We always say 500 bhikshus, 500 bhikshunis. We always say 500. So Grandmaster always 500 has 510,000, which is 5 million disciples. Never exceed that, because Grandmaster doesn't want to exceed Sakyamuni Buddha. The same thing with the traders crossing the river. They also say 500, which is meaning many, many traders. So 500 traders crossing the Ganga River. So 500 people on the boat. And there was a robber that wanted to kill the 500 traders. Always say 500. So when Sakyamuni Buddha said 500, that means a lot, many, many. So if you read the Buddhist sutras, you would come across this 500s a lot. In Taiwan, we also have 500s. There was a Taiwanese singer called Wu Bai. So this never changed. Buddha Dharma doesn't change. It's not like customs where ladies have tiny feet, now they have big feet. So Buddha Dharma, the lineage stays the same. So the 5 dust empowerment for the form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and mind plus one more mind. What is the mind? It's the mind that arises from the 5 dust. And the sentient beings is coarse and deluded. And for the Buddhas, it's fine and pure and marvelous. When they're on an arranged date, the man asked the lady, "What's your family business?" And she replied, "Not so special, we're just landlord, a huge landlord." I mean, the man said, and the lady was really happy. And after the dinner, they finally talk about marriage and everything. And then finally, when she visited his house, then they know. It actually means something else.
所以大家不要误会，过去的佛法跟现在的佛法有什么不同？
It's play of Chinese. So what's the difference between the Buddha Dharma that Grandmaster taught with the Buddha Dharma that Sakyamuni Buddha taught? It's the same Buddha Dharma. There is no misunderstanding. So if there's a misperception, then there would be wrong. But the time of Sakyamuni Buddha is the time of the proper Dharma. So the Buddha Dharma is very proper. And after Buddha left the world, it becomes the Dharma-like era. So it's called the Dharma image era. So it looks like Buddha Dharma, looks like the real Buddha Dharma. Now it's the era of no Dharma. So it's a far distance from the proper Dharma. But what Buddha Dharma Grandmaster taught, like the 5 dust empowerment, is the original Buddha Dharma that was taught by Sakyamuni Buddha. It was unchanged. It's the same. Yesterday, just at the end of the work, I got a call. A lady say, "Huh? Oh, I am on the popular survey. How many people in your house? 1. Oh, this is also Chinese. Is it? Yeah, this is only meaningful in Chinese. It is Chinese. This is Chinese. Sometimes when we listen, sometimes we could misinterpret it or mishear it. I often say, if you leak, then you would fall. So if you leak, then you would experience downfall. Man would understand. So you need to follow my Buddha Dharma. You need to know how to intake the air or the qi, and to swallow the saliva. And you need to know how to retain your semen, so you don't want to leak. So that's called non-leaking. So because you don't leak, you become non-leaking if you perform the non-leaking practice. But for the woman, maybe sometimes they don't understand. Grandmaster says that when you leak, then you would fall, downfall. That means you need to hold it. So there would be a misunderstanding. I don't want to talk more about it. So sometimes there's a misunderstanding. Actually, for women, you need to stop your menstruation. You need to train so that you don't menstruate anymore. Ever since you're young. Of course, when you're at menopause, then you would naturally stop menstruating. But if you train to stop it before then you would be called non-leaking for the woman. So please don't misunderstand. And the semester started, and an old man who likes to study went to the class. And then a third-year student asked, "You're so old, why are you still in school?" And the old man said, "I study till I die. So, look, I'm still studying even when I'm old, so you need to be more diligent." And the third-year student said, "Yeah, sure, but how about for the parents' meeting, PTA meeting, who would you invite to attend?" So children have their own thinking. Like what I said, women sometimes would think differently. So when I say that, they would think something else. They continue to hold it and bite on the teeth that they cannot leak. No, that's not the case. You need to do the Dharma practice. You need to train yourself. So the five dust empowerment for the form, sound, smell, taste, and touch. And then there was the thoughts. You need to know how to intake the air, how to swallow the saliva, and how to retain your semen. And you need to know to be no thought, in a state of no thought. No thoughts. So, when you close off all your six senses, then you can reach the state of no thought. What is the benefits of no thought? When you have no thoughts whatsoever, that your body is completely empty, and the Dharma flow of the universe, the primordial chi, the primordial essence, the primordial spirit would come alive inside your body and would circulate naturally. If you would like to have the chi move naturally inside your body, then you need to be completely no thoughts and empty yourself. Otherwise, it would be impossible. So, you have retract your minds, all your thoughts. This is most important. With the five dust, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body, of the five dust, you retract them, and then with one, and in your mind, you empty it. When you retract them, your mind would be emptied. And when you have no thoughts whatsoever, that the chi inside your body would become primordial chi. And in Taoism, this is the way to be youthful and immortal. This is very important. So when your eyes don't see, your ears don't hear, your nose don't smell, your tongue don't taste, your mouth also don't talk, your body doesn't touch, and at this time you can empty your thoughts to become no thought, that the body that was after birth would become before birth primordial chi, and the chi would circulate by itself naturally. It would circulate by itself continually. That's what happens when I do my tantric practice. So this is the state of no thought, and in no thought, that is the real Buddha treasure of true enlightenment. Why do we want to close off the 5 dust? Is that so that we can transform the afterbirth into prior birth. And as long as you could reach the state of no thought, then you would become a sage. Recently, there was a female celebrity that was bullied in the media, and she couldn't stand it anymore. She was young, and she killed herself. So think about it. Grandmaster Lu, ever since he was, when he was at 26 years old, he was bullied numerous times for this past 40 years. Until today, Grandmaster was slandered and bullied and still doesn't die. Why? Are you a spirit? You should have been ridiculed to death. But I train in this Kung Fu. Oh, because I never see them. I never get on the internet. I never reach them, so that's the benefit. I don't know how to get to the internet, and when someone told me, I don't listen. Even when you print it to me, I just glaze. I don't look at it very carefully. I don't think of it. I don't listen to it. And there's no smell for the internet, and there's no taste, and there's not to be eaten. Of course, I'm untouched. So you want to defame me? Go ahead. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Not only I close off my 5 dust, I don't even know what the defamation or slanders are. I know you criticize, you say this and that and that and that and up and down and left and right and north and south and east and west, and I never fight back. But I still live really freely and happily. You know why? Because my happiness, my bliss is far beyond all sufferings. I am one who has attained great bliss. So nothing could bother me. And I also have light in my body, on my body. I have bliss, I have light, and I also know about empty nature. My great bliss, meaning, is the realm of desire, and my light or radiance is in the realm of form, and my empty nature is in the realm of no form. So when I receive the 5 dust empowerment, I retract everything. I reach the state of no thought, and I became the great Arhat. Now, don't you understand? You still don't understand? That's why I'm still fine. I was bullied for the past over 40 years. Not only on the internet. There were people writing books defaming me, saying that I'm a cult and speak evils and devils and whatever, you know. I'm still alive, and I'm fine. And nowadays, the bliss that I attain is far beyond the sufferings of the world. So you need to learn to be like Grandmaster, to gain the everlasting great bliss, the bliss, the happiness that's just boundless. When the chi is flowing in the central channel, that's incredible. And when the light drops are dripping inside the central channels, that kind of bliss is just incredible. And the inner fire that's moving up and down the central channel and creating the great bliss, that's just amazing. It's incredible. That would be the true great bliss. So everything else, no big deal. The sufferings, what are they? So those who bullied me on the internet, it's like birds scratching my feet. It's just like you're scratching my feet. So you still don't understand? You should understand by now. So let me tell you, if you cultivate spiritually until you reach the realm of great bliss, you would never slander me or defame me. Why? Because you already gained such happiness. Why do you want to defame Tsang Yen Lu? Because you think that by defaming me you would be happy. Oh, that kind of happiness is tiny, puny. But Grandmaster's happiness is like the heavens, it's like the sky. But your happiness is tiny. Small potato chip. Right? Right. You need to learn my spirit like this. If someone just criticizes you once and then you're down on earth, if someone treats you like air, they walk by and completely ignore you and you started to sulk, to become silent. Oh, what's that big deal? But Grandmaster had experienced it for over 40 years. When I attained the greatest bliss, bright radiance and empty nature, those are far beyond everything. So what big deal is Tsang Yen Lu? Tsang Yen Lu is like no, nothing. That's nothing. And name and reputation, what's that? Oh, that's my second life. That's a huge important thing. I need to protect my reputation. I don't want to protect my life, but I don't protect anything. Even if I don't have any reputation, I have no life, I am still I'm still a Buddha. Oh. What time is it now? Oh. I forgot about time. Sorry. Om Mani Padme Hum.